Good evening and welcome to Poland Daily. I'm Nick Richardson and this is the news. Starting on January the 18th, children attending classes 1 to 3 in elementary schools will return to learning in the classroom. Mass testing of teachers for COVID has started and the Minister of Education, Przemysław Czarnek, has stated that there is a chance that older students could also return to school in February unless there is a third wave of the pandemic.
Zgodnie z tym rozporządzeniem, oprócz samego faktu, że wracają do
According to this decree, apart from the fact that children in grades 1 to 3 will return to school on January the 18th, we also have the following information. We will also restart practical education with in-person classes in technical colleges. Children in grades 1 to 3 attending special needs classes will also return to the school benches. This also applies to special needs schools housed in medical facilities or run by social services. We also remind all schools that they have the obligation to offer daycare services for the youngest students.
Klas 1-3 szkoła ma obowiązek zapewnić opiekę świetlicową dla najmłodszych uczniów.
Estonia's president has asked the leader of the opposition centre-right Reform Party, Kaja Kallas, to form the next government. Prime Minister Juri Ratas resigned over an inquiry into property development. Kallas, whose party won the 2019 election but was outmanoeuvred by Ratas, will need support in Parliament for the nomination. Prime Minister Ratas's party was declared a suspect on Tuesday in a criminal investigation over a property development project in Tallinn. Ratas, who has been Prime Minister since 2016, denied any knowledge of wrongdoing but decided to resign after a party meeting to discuss the charges. The suspicions lodged by the Office of the Prosecutor General today do not yet mean that someone is definitely guilty. However, they inevitably cast a strong shadow over all the parties involved. In such a situation, through my resignation, I am giving the possibility to cast light on all circumstances and achieve clarity. This seems the only right thing to do. Estonian President Kaja Kallas will give the opposition leader Kaja Kallas the opportunity to form a new government. The credibility of the state must be preserved and in many places also be rebuilt in the eyes of our allies and partners. Therefore, I will today make an offer to the Reform Party leader, Kaja Kallas, to become the candidate for Prime Minister and to begin forming a new functioning government tomorrow. Kallas is best known as a staunch critic of the outgoing government's proposed referendum on whether marriage should be defined as being between a man and a woman. Estonia's next general election is due in March 2023. An international team of scientists, led by the World Health Organization, has arrived in the Chinese central city of Wuhan to investigate the origins of the coronavirus that sparked the pandemic. The team is expected to spend 2 weeks in quarantine. Their visit comes as China battles a resurgence of cases in the northeast, after months during which it nearly succeeded in stamping out domestic infections. The team's delayed arrival was broadly welcomed by locals. To some degree, it's still helpful for them to come at this moment. It's just a little bit late for them to come, but better late than never. China is the first place where the epidemic happened. It will be helpful for them to find the origins of the disease at where it first emerged. The team tasked with investigating the origins of the novel coronavirus that sparked the global pandemic have been set to arrive in China early this month. China's delay of their visit drew rare public criticism from the head of the World Health Organization. China will strictly enforce the relevant epidemic prevention and control requirements and regulations. We also support and offer convenience for the World Health Organization experts' joint international investigation in China. Team members did not speak to reporters, although some waved and took pictures of the media from their cordoned-off bus that was guarded by half a dozen security staff in full protective gear as it departed. Social media platform Parla, which has gone dark after being cut off by major service providers that accuse the app of failing to police violent content, may never go back online, according to its chief executive officer, John Matz. Matz said that Parla was talking to more than one cloud computing service, but refused to disclose names, citing the likelihood of harassment for the companies involved. He said the best thing would be if Parla could get back on Amazon. Parla on Monday filed a lawsuit against the company, which Amazon said has no merit. President Trump's suspension from Twitter and Facebook has received the most attention, but there are knock-on effects for free speech given the effective monopoly of Amazon, Google, Twitter and Facebook.
It is a real threat. I mean, we're going to fight and do everything possible to come back as soon as possible. And I'd like to think that's viable next week, or that's viable tomorrow. But really, in order to come back quickly, the best thing that could happen to us is, we filed a request with the state to, during the lawsuit that we filed, that basically says we have to get back on Amazon because the damage of them taking us off is far beyond financial, that we cannot recover unless they put us back. And so that's the first step for us recovering, is to get back there.
Amazon cut Parla, a platform favoured by supporters of US President Donald Trump, off its servers last weekend for failing effectively to moderate violent content. Apple cut Parla, a platform favoured by supporters of US President Donald Trump, off its servers last weekend for failing effectively to moderate violent content. Apple Inc. and Alphabet Inc.'s Google also removed Parla from their app stores.
We're exploring a lot of options because I think this is really a very big kind of attack on small business, on up and coming startups, and on free speech online. It seems to be that if you're not in the club, you don't get access to the internet.
The app said in a legal filing it has over 12 million users. That's the news. Thank you for watching. Stay with us for the weather, Poland Daily Business and more programmes. But from me, it's have a good night and a better tomorrow.